Brilliant. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to tonight to our presentation with the X39. We're excited to have so many great people on. Hey, right now, why don't you tell us where you're from? What part of Australia, New Zealand, maybe another part of the world that you could be connecting from tonight?
Awesome. Well, our names are Vanessa and Andrew, and we are so excited to have you on the call tonight. We are here out of the Gold Coast, and we are senior presidential directors with LifeWave, this company we are so proud to partner with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an exciting opportunity, and it's an exciting day to be a part of LifeWave, a company that the world still doesn't know about yet is one of the fastest growing, if not, no, sorry, the fastest growing in its space.
Yeah. So why don't you turn back to the slides? We had the question asked to that early on in our journey last year. Have you been patched? So that's what this slide says. Have you been patched? And we're talking here about a little patch that is literally the size of a 20-cent piece. And this patch can go anywhere on your body, anywhere at all on your body. Comes in a pack like this. There's 30 of them because it's a month's worth. And we love saying up front, for less than a cup of coffee a day, you can have this technology on your body that's actually impacting millions of lives around the world. So Andrew's best mate called him up 14 months ago and said, have you been patched?
Yeah, we just come back from being in Canada and North America and America in Florida. And he said, hey, we know his wife and he know that we love the wellness industry. We're entrepreneurs. We love helping people and we love scaling things. He said, I think this would be one of the greatest opportunities for you to look at. Says all it takes is a presentation and then you could decide if this is for you or not. And so we jumped in, boots and all.
Awesome. So we're going to talk a little bit about what the X39 is and also the inventor. It was really important for us, just as we featured David right now, it was really important for us to understand that David Schmidt is the owner and inventor of this technology. And most of these companies often have, they fly in or they pay in a scientist and an inventor. And what usually they do is they're just trying to endorse a product. But David Schmidt himself has over 200. This is actually wrong. It says 130 patents.
Exactly,
if you can't
over
read
200
this.
now.
200 last month. And like they are not easy to get patents. So he's the real deal as an inventor. And he's the heart of this company and the founder of this company. With over 200 patents to his name, the X39 was released after 10 years of his own time and investment.
That's right. So I love this, and I love that the owner and is also the inventor, which means that he's not just finding a business person to sort of make this happen, or an entrepreneur, or finding an inventor as a businessman to make this product fly. He's both, and he's done an amazing job at this. So hey, how does this work?
So the X39 is a stem cell activation, reactivation patch, those dormant stem cells that are asleep. We've lost half of them by the time we're 30.
Can you believe that?
And we've lost nearly 90% of them by the time we're 60. So stem cells are responsible for becoming whatever cell your body needs. So we'll see the benefits of increased stem cell activity in our body in a moment. But really, we didn't know that. And when we did realize, that's why so much challenge happens around aging. And really what's happening as you get older, and the whole mission of LifeWave is to live long, but to live well.
Absolutely. I'm not sure about you, but I don't want to be, 80 years old and not living well. I want to be living well and live long. So I love that. So how does this X39 work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. It's a patented nanocrystal technology and it reflects light to activate. So what that means is we're all light beings. We all emit heat and we emit light. And so what happens when we put this patch on, if you could show us, Vanessa, when this patch goes on, it actually uses our own body's heat and light to reflect back into our body, that then speaks to our copper peptides and activates our stem cells, which goes to everywhere and part of our body that needs it the most to bring healing and wellness and to restore those parts of our body. Here's the thing I love about this product. It's non-transdermal. There is no chemicals. There are no stimulants, and it's non-invasive. Nothing is breaking past the skin barrier. That's what I love about this wellness product. It is completely organic matter. It's nanocrystals, so it's organic crystals, salts, amino acids, and sugars. That's like a messaging system that speaks to that part of your body, to your copper peptides, to your stem cells. So there is nothing foreign going into your body.
So powerful. So there's so many benefits to the X39, and these are ones that we can claim and we're allowed to say, let alone the millions that we can tell stories
Absolutely.
about. But really, the benefits here are increased strength and that real sense of energy and vitality, but not that nervous energy where you kind of that heightened nervous system. In fact, this is a really stable energy that comes, an increased stamina that's coming for you as well. And then you have mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions. We're hearing so much breakthrough around that for people. Improved skin appearance, reduced inflammation, because inflammation is everywhere in our bodies these days, and inflammation is the root of all disease. And some incredible improvement for people around sleep quite early on, often. No guarantees. Everybody is different, but some real breakthrough in terms of sleep.
Yeah, that was one of the results that I got. I was on a sleep apnea machine for 18 months, and within 3 months, I was off my sleep apnea machine. I was sleeping all the way through, waking up not tired like I did for decades, and waking up energized, ready to go, and feeling like I'd had a great night's sleep. So that was one of the benefits that I've had and continue to have, and many people are talking about that in a lot of the results that we're hearing. But we do want to say that LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases or medical conditions, but this is all about optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. And so that's what this is doing for people. That's what we're seeing has the potential for people's lives, which has just been really powerful to be a part of.
It's awesome. So here's a brain scan of a 77-year-old woman's brain, like a topography map. At week 1, she's got all the red and the inflammation around her brain, and then all the way to week 6 at session 3, that inflammation is so reduced, and now her brain is communicating left and right to each other much more effectively. We are seeing this impact in young ones, not just the elderly, although we're seeing it all over. When brain inflammation is reduced, some pretty incredible breakthrough can happen for people, which is so powerful.
Absolutely. And so what are the long-term results of the X39? So here's from the case studies of thisisit.info.com. If you want to deep dive here and see more about the technology, as we said, case studies with doctors and other practitioners and all of that, you can go to thisisit.info.com. But here's what happens in the first few days. Get this, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. Now, I'm not a scientist, and science was never my favorite subject at school, but I didn't even know we had 4,000 genes. So that's what's beginning to reset. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. Again, that was one of the testimonies that I received and have continued with, and hearing more and more with people. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Now, hey, put up your hand if you wouldn't mind a bit more collagen. We all like a little bit of collagen, but it's not just about the face. It's also about what's going into your internal organs, around your internal organs, because that's all filled with collagen around that. So you need more of that internally. And then within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. So one of the clinical studies that they did was that with a whole bunch of people, your heart, the average age reversal was 8 years.
Yeah.
And so that's amazing. 8 years in 6 months. So I love this, what the owner and inventor of X39, David Schmidt, says. This is not about anti-aging. It's about age reversing. Again, give me a wave if you wouldn't mind a little bit of age reversing. It's not anti-aging. I love that.
So it's so simple to wear. You're going to wear this patch 12 hours a day. In fact, Andrew loves to say it's simple and
it's made for men.
I never want to put a male down, but he's always like, it's made for men. It's so simple. So it's 12 hours a day. You put it on in the morning as you're brushing your teeth, and you take it off at night as you're brushing your teeth. And actually, this little packet of X39 needs to go as close as possible to where those daily practices happen, so you don't forget to put it on and take it off. It's got about 14 hours of light therapy activation in it, but your human body only needs about 12. You can take it off before bed, and you can pop it on an animal bed, because we're seeing incredible results. They respond so well to light therapy as well. And then the next day you put on a new one. So the 30 in this pack, you put on a new fresh one the next day, and you do it again. It's that simple. Once in a while, when they feel something really like important to add an extra patch, you can do a second patch of the X39. It's going to have about 50% extra impact and uptake, and we do have some amazing support patches. Talk to your brand partner about anything that can give you some of those fast results, because what we love to say is this is regenerative technology.
That's right.
This is not an overnight quick fix to the problems that have been in your world for maybe 40 or 50 years. This is about 1 month of use per decade of your life is what it will take for all that cellular activity to be right back at optimum again. Then, like an army, those cells can go and really do some deeper healing and longer term preventative work as well.
Exactly.
So do not think short term about this, friend. And if you start thinking about the $6 a day that you are going to invest, and you need to continue to do that, you just think about one less glass of wine or one less coffee or one less something, so that you can continue to invest in the only technology in the world that is going to start to actually age reverse your organs.
And it's extremely affordable at less than a coffee a day, $5-6 a day. You're going to have the regenerative side of what this is doing, but also the preventative.
Yeah.
And I always say to people when we talk about this, I'm 50 this year. I spent 50 years not being incredibly good to my body. I can't expect even in 5 months for this to all be perfect.
That's right.
But I can expect within 90 days or so to start seeing results, which I did. And most people that are on this patch are starting to see, which some people it's 20 minutes. I mean, amazing stories.
Yeah.
So it's just the faster you get it on you, the quicker you can start seeing results.
So let's story tell for a moment. We have one of Dr. Steph's team, and her name is Allison, and she's going to come on and share a breakthrough that she's had in her own health. If you can come off mute.
Hi, everyone. So my daughter Charmaine, she had some health issues after her fourth baby. Well, actually her third baby, and it continued on with the fourth. And so she met Dr. Steph and got onto the patches and said, Mum, you've got to try this, because I've been in natural health for all of Charmaine's life, really. So I said, yeah, I'll give anything a go. I had some health issues. Well, I have some health issues myself. And one I'm so close to being able to tell everyone, but I can't just yet. But what I have noticed in the meantime is my bloating's gone. My plantar fasciitis is gone. Migraines, I can deal with those within 15 minutes if I get one. I rarely get them these days. These glasses, I'm really struggling to see, actually, and I only just had my eyes checked before I started patching. So they're a new lens, and I keep thinking, oh, what's wrong with me? I can't see properly. But then I take my glasses off and I can see, but then it's blurry a little. So I'm sort of thinking, do I go back and get my eyes, this reduced again? What else have I noticed? Aching legs. I broke my foot about 10 years ago, and just arthritis had kicked in. Now I get up and I don't walk like I'm 100-year-old. Same with my finger. I fractured my finger about 25 years ago, and it always plays up. It's just clicking a little now. It doesn't ache. Look, it's mind-blowing for me that something as simple as a patch does what it's doing. I can't get my head around that one, but I'm loving it. And I said, if this works for me, everyone's going to know about it. And I just started signing people up left, right, and centre. I've yet to get somebody to sign people up that are under me, but that's a work in progress, and I know it'll happen organically like it did for me. And there's more to come. So thanks to Dr. Steph for her support as well, and my beautiful daughter Charmaine Monson, who introduced me. I couldn't be happier.
Wow, we're so glad to have you part of the journey and to hear those stories that are going to keep evolving over time. So thanks for sharing. And we have our friend Janine on. Love to hear from you, Janine. Just an update because it's always evolving for you.
Hi, everybody. Yes, just quickly, I've been patching for 6 months. And this is an incredible journey. For 16 years, I suffered terrible insomnia and a whole host of issues with that. I'll just list all the transformational things that have occurred in my life over that time. So I've started sleeping. Adrenal fatigue has gone. Brain fog has gone. Perimenopausal symptoms have dramatically dialed down. Chronic back pain has gone. Hay fever, gone. Hemorrhoids, gone. Lately, I mean, it's crazy. Seasickness has gone.
I saw that post. I saw you out with your boy on the sea. That's amazing.
So it's evolving every week and every month. Honestly, incredible, life-changing. So very grateful.
Yeah, and incredible breakthroughs in your team. Just summarize one or two, maybe for some of the kids, what's happening.
Oh, well, so many breakthroughs. And we've got kids on the spectrum who have their lives changed and families changed now because of massive changes in their behaviour. And we've got so many kids with neurological difficulties. So we're talking ADHD, ASD, autism, and the breakthroughs they're getting in terms of being able to go back to school, go on family holidays, and just have a more enjoyable life is amazing. We've got, mums that have had terrible migraines every second week, completely transform, have no headaches or migraines whatsoever. Honestly, I could go through, a list as long as my arm. Like at this point, after 5 months of sharing, this is why I do what I do. It's amazing.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, amazing. And we just love, we wake up every day pretty much hearing good news stories. And that's where this is like a force of nature, what's happening with this going all across the world, changing people's lives. It's just unbelievable.
And you know what? Because the stories are so diverse, and we need them for ourselves, but pretty quickly, because you're on these calls and you hear more about the technology, you move from even just what about me to like other people, because their result might be a one patch wonder and yours might take 3 months, 6 months. And so we love to just say, hey, listen, I've heard too much and it sounds too good to be true, which is what Aussies and Kiwis need to sometimes
Even
own.
we felt that at first.
And then we say, but it's too good to not share with you. And so that's how we just find this getting out and about to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Share it out. We want to get this to 1 billion homes.
Yeah.
And see lives change because of it.
Amazing.
So thank you so much for those stories, for the testimonies, for the people that you're serving, both Alison and Janine, and reaching out, and your courage to encourage other people to try this patch because it's changing their life. And I love that your daughter Alison's the one that shared it with you, Crystal, and so cool.
So good. So this is where you're going to go and do your own research and then share it with your world, your entire world. The reason why is because it goes like, what is light therapy, and all the doctors talking, and what is regenerative science, and then it goes into the testimonies, hundreds of, or many different
very transparent
and open. And this site comes out of the US, our team that we've partnered with over there, and this site is translated into over 80 languages, and it's in over 80 countries. That's technology. So please, anyone that comes to mind, the first thing you can do is just share this with them and get the conversation starting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've talked about David Schmidt, and what we haven't told you is there is a pattern on this. So 2 reasons why I love this is, one, no one else has this, which means when you buy it, you're buying it from the source. You're not getting it from, is it coming from here or China or there, or, who's it come through? You're getting it from the genesis of where this started, from the source, from the company. And number 2, as a business opportunity, no one else has this. Like when I talk about this with people, they're like, are you serious? I'm like, no one else has this. No one has a patch that gets your copper peptides going, speaking to your stem cells, going to your body and regenerating and preventing things in your body. No one else has it. So from a business perspective, for me, when I saw that, I'm like, I'm in. Like, this is, the world needs this, and I want to be a part of something where we are the only ones that have it. So whoever invited you tonight, you can only go through them. They're the ones that will sort this out with you to make sure that you get your patches. So I love that it's a patent, and the patent, just so you know, is not easy to get. He has over 200 of them now, so this guy's serious, and it does what it says it does. And what it says is it elevates copper peptides, like we were talking about, including activation of stem cells. So this is actually in the patent, improvements in energy and elevation of antioxidants. So that's all part of the patent. Then it's a 20-year-old company.
You go.
I love this because it's like a 20-year-old startup. So this company's been going for 20 years, but it's the X39, this superstar patch that's changing the world, that took the company in 2021 of revenue of around $20 million to the next year, 320 million. Imagine, as a business owner, adding 300 million in 1 year to your business. No wonder these guys have had to work so hard to do catch up. Then the next year was 430 million. Last year it was 600 million. It'll be over $1 billion this year. And it's a company that's the fastest growing in its space that still no one knows about yet. So that's why we're on mission to get it out there to as many people as possible. And that's the whole goal by 2025. So, and beyond, to get it to as many people as possible.
And the wild thing is, the company has the absolute infrastructure to actually serve a product of 1 billion people in their homes. And that's what we love. It's the infrastructure's there for producing it. Now we're just looking for brand partners to really get this message out to the world, because David Schmidt chose on purpose direct selling so that it could go fast, country to country, person to person, because there is no more powerful way that a product comes to market than person to person, with trust, with integrity, with passion, and with a real sense of hope for people.
And if this was in the hands of corporates or big pharma or government, let alone, gosh, this thing would be like 10, 20, 30 times the price. So that's why we love the direct selling model, because it's person to person, it's relationship to relationship, and it cuts out all the middleman. And here's the great thing. This could just be about helping people. We love that. That's part of what we do. But also, why not help people and make a second, or, a primary income that changes your life? And every dollar that's made from LifeWave, 60 cents goes to the brand partners. It's an incredibly generous compensation plan.
It's awesome. So let's just look for a moment around what it means for you to actually hear this information, because it's doing something in your body, it's doing something in your heart, it's doing something in your brain. And you hear about an opportunity like this. When we got the call and we heard about an opportunity, and we were literally had moved back to Australia to start our life again, take care of our aging parents, bring our 4 daughters back here to Australia after nearly 10 years away. And this message that came to us evoked so quickly the word freedom. We have lived around the world, but we've been in industries where there was no, just dropped our computer, was no ability to actually really create some financial freedom for our future. We lent into this. We said yes to this. We just talked to people that we knew and strangers that we didn't know. And truly, what has happened in our life in the last 14 months has never, ever before impacted our life financially. We're not making claims. We're just saying that there is opportunity here for anyone.
So let's get to what this costs. Here's the compensation plan, really brief, Vanessa.
Yeah, you got to find 4 people. Everyone just say, I know and love 4 people. That's what this actual really connection and community and flow here is. It's 4 people, and you're just going to place them on 2 teams. This is professional binary, which means you're not trying to, if you've ever done business like this before and you're trying to build 20 teams and 40 teams, we have the most amazing team in Australia, in New Zealand, coming out of really all around the world now. And all of our actual team momentum begins to impact you in this company. So think about 4 people. And when you do, your costs will go cost neutral for your product every month.
And then as people that you sponsor, if you're wanting to also build another income and build another legacy of what you're doing, as you sponsor someone and they sponsor someone and they sponsor someone, you're actually receiving from your first sponsor 25% on top of what they make, you're making as well. And then 20% under them and 20% under them. And I love that, because instead of it going to corporate or big pharma or so on, it's going to the people. And that's what I love about this business model.
So here is how you order, and you are going to go straight back to your brand partner and say, I'm ready to get patched.
Exactly.
So it's a price of a coffee per day with the exchange rate. This is all in US dollars because this is in over 80 countries. So you add some tax and some shipping. And when you invest in this, you're going to have 3 options if you can flick to the next page.
So you have core, you have advanced, and you have premium. So really simple, 3 different packages depending on your situation and circumstance. So we start with the core. It's $295 US dollars. Again, it's all in US dollars, but you also get paid in US dollars, which is amazing. And this approximately is around the 515 to 550 Australian dollar mark. And that's for someone on their own that is just wanting to get their health. And that's 3 months worth. So 3 of these, which is 30 of those patches in each. So 3 months worth to get you started in, getting your regenerative health coming back. And so that's a great place to start. And if you start sharing, maybe you don't want to build a business that doesn't interest you, but you'd love to have your patches paid for every month. As you share with other people, then what happens is you can earn up to $100 US dollars a week, which more than covers, way covers your patches every month. And then you have the advanced, Vanessa. Why don't you share about that?
The advanced is 6 months worth of this product right here, 6 packages. And so it's not just 6 months for you. What's going to happen? Trust me, there's barely anyone in this last 14 months. You're going to want 6 packages because you're going to patch. Maybe 2 or 3 of your loved ones are going to patch. Someone else is going to already want to order from you, and you want to give some patches to them, so then they give them back to you when they arrive. And this is what the 6-month pack, the advanced, just on $1,000 Australian right now, a little bit more, is actually going to allow you to also tap into an unlimited compensation plan in the business, where instead of just covering your own costs, you might really want to scale this or just replace one of those incomes where right now you're having to work a second job or something else just to hustle a little bit harder. Just beginning to share with people could really help you replace one of those incomes. And then the premium.
The premium pack is either for someone with a large family or people like us who saw the business opportunity, understood that this was we need to get this out to as many people as we can, have plenty of stock because we're going to be patching lots of people, but also having a rolling stock that as people patch and say yes, then what we can do is we can give them a month's worth as soon as they sign up. And so they can start patching that day. And then when theirs arrives, which sometimes can take up to a week or so, depending on which package you choose, means when theirs comes back in, they can hand one back to us. And so that's at $1,750 US dollars, which is around 3,000 Australian dollars. And again, gives you the unlimited plan. This is a one-off price, unlimited compensation plan. Where do you get that for a price like that? You'll never see that in a franchise. And then also, it gives you plenty of stock as that one-off price to make sure that you're able to get out there and patch.
So let's leave you with this question. What is it going to take to get you started? Because this is hope for humanity. And we truly mean that. There is just so much hope coming to people, families, relationships, minds, emotions. And this is impacting people on so many levels. And we call this when you think about it from a business perspective, we call this a dream seeder, because so many of you have dreams in your heart and you've been looking for another way, another opportunity to actually unlock those dreams and live the dreams you want to live. And you need your health and you need that wealth flow to come into your life. So please get back to the person that respected you, cared for you, or loved you enough to get you on a call like this and say, I'm ready to partner up. I'm ready to get my patches and I want to do this with you. And so they're the only ones you can buy from. And we cannot wait to see what happens where you are maybe one day on a call like a Janine or an Allison, and no pressure to be, but we love to hear your stories.
Absolutely. So we just encourage you, get patching. You've got nothing to lose. There's nothing going through the skin barrier. There's no risk. For $5 or $6 a day, like seriously, this is a no-brainer to start patching and seeing what it does on your body. But also, can we ask for your help? Can you think about people in your life that may need this as well for their health reasons, or they're looking for a business opportunity, one that is literally starting to change the world? Why don't you reach out to them as well? Tell them about it as you speak to your brand partner who invited you here tonight. And then we look forward to hearing your testimony in the weeks or months. Some people get an instant result. Other people's it's into the months, but we're seeing almost everyone. I've never actually met someone who hasn't got some type of result within around that 90 days or so, and seeing their lives change. And people are like, I am so glad. I wish I had this years ago. So we'd love to hear your stories when you start patching.
And your brand partner will have access to this recording. If you already think of people to share this out with, then ask for the recording and let's get 1 billion people patched. Thanks for being on tonight.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.